Senator Mumma to give her contributions.
Thank you. Thank you, Speaker, for the opportunity to speak to this motion. And thank you, Senator Ledama, for moving this motion, which I support, and with amendments. I don't know whether we can amend. Honorable Senators, this is a very important issue. Lawlessness will kill this country. The senators are angry because of lawlessness. The CPAC and CPISFC have carried out their task in accordance with the Constitution, but the governors think this is a joke. The governors think they are so much above the law that they cannot subject themselves to what the law requires. And I think that is bad. So the key issue here is lawlessness. What are we supposed to do about lawless public servants, lawless state officers? Are we supposed to be terrified and say, now if the governors say we cannot do this, then the Senate should proceed as we earlier were told by Senator Khalwale, or their constitutional timelines? I think the country will collapse if we don't pass this division of revenue. We need to start asking our questions, these questions, seriously. And that lawlessness applies to everybody, including the Senate. And it will be my wish that the Senate and the Council of Governors would be the entities that are helping this country to bring back devolution on track. I feel so sad that we are at that stage where we are speaking at each other instead of speaking with each other to try and bring back devolution on course. The reports submitted by the two committees, CPAC and CPIC, it's unfortunate that they were just submitted on a day and there was hardly any time to speak on it. If you ask me, Honorable Speaker, this House should have had ample time, possibly a whole week of conversation discussing the reports for the 29 counties that have whose governors have refused to appear before the committees. That is the only way that the citizens in those counties get to hear what is in those reports. In this time of 10 minutes, we are just speaking in anger because of how they have behaved. But there is a serious accountability issue. I find it sad, Honorable Senators, that county public servants are being taken for a ride. Their statutory deductions have been squandered. If you have a government that doesn't care about the very people who take care of themselves, can they take care of citizens? I think we are in a bad place as a country. That you can consciously direct that statutory deductions be deployed to other things, be squandered, is a big problem for this country. And it is something, it points to the fact that governance has gone wrong in Kenya and we need to do something about it. Now, the motion has proposed a number of things, and that's where I think we might want to relook and think of amendments. In paragraph 1, Senator Ledama suggests that we should resolve that PIC and PAC should track implementation of the Senate-approved recommendations and table monthly progress reports detailing the compliance status. My view is that PIC and PAC, having been the ones who have picked these issues, should not be the ones moving for implementation. It has been suggested in this House several times that an implementation committee be established, but that has not happened. I think good governance would require that we get a committee that can actually follow up on implementation. And that committee, in my view, should develop a tool that we can use to track implementation. And that implementation would not only be implementation by the county governments, it should also be implementation by the EACC, by the DCI, by the ODPP, so that there is a round table of holding every institution accountable on what they are supposed to do. That is not happening anywhere, so whoever is concerned know that they can do what they will get away with this. We need this house, 13 years after the devolution was operationalized, since 2023, this house needs to do Kenyans a favor and actually develop a clear accountability tool with indicators which can publicly be accessible to wananchi to see if this was recommended. If we have recommended that all monies required for the pensions and gratuities of workers of the county should be remitted to where they're supposed to be remitted, that should be followed up, and every month we should be able in this house to read publicly and say this county is compliant, this one is not compliant. But we are not doing anything about it. We only vent for that moment when we are angry, and nothing happens around that. Honorable Speaker, CPAC and CPAC work on the basis of the reports of the Auditor General. And the reports of the Auditor General work on the basis of the functions that counties have elected to implement. Honorable Speaker, I sit in the Committee on Education, and I would want to inform this House that there are some functions that governors are doing nothing about. 13 years into devolution, the Senate has also not come up with a tracking method to find out whether every function assigned to counties under the 4th schedule is actually being implemented. Those of you who sit in the Committee on Education will attest to the fact that we have gone to some counties and the governor doesn't seem to have a clue on what they're supposed to do about ECDE. We have found counties that have invested zero in TVCs. We have counties that don't even know the percentage of the population of learners in their counties who are not in national government tertiary institutions and who are in the VTCs. The VTCs have a very small enrollment because governors prefer to assist the national government, enter into an MOU with the national government to give county funds to schools where even MPs are giving bursaries, where you have many scholarships, and they are doing nothing about the very function they have been given. So I am suggesting that accountability based on only the financial audit of where the governors have deployed the monies is not full accountability. We need to come up with tools that can actually tell the residents of Vihiga, the residents of Tana River, that your governor or your government has been implementing these functions, has been doing nothing about this function. I think that is what we were established to do. So as I finalize, I'm requesting that we find a way of getting the two entities to get back to business in accordance with the law. And I'm calling on Council of Governors to be humble enough to actually start appearing before this, the CPAC and the CPIC. You have no legal mandate to pass a resolution that you cannot appear. Please submit all the evidence you have against any senator and get that senator investigated. You cannot stop accountability of the funds that you're doing because you don't like the face of a particular senator or you don't like being called out in public. I want to request that the House leadership reaches out to the House leadership, to the leadership of the COG, so that we do what is right in accordance with the Constitution and the laws of this country. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.